Forewords from Daniel Hall. When I started researching engagement pods, I never imagined how far down the rabbit hole I would find myself. And the complexity of mechanics involved in running this type of mafia-like organization literally blew me away. As time went on more and more, creators seemed to be validated in their own research and findings. They became aware of how to pinpoint those creators that were gaming the system. They became aware of how to spot a pod. This part of our book is all about giving our Spot-a-Pod community a chance to be seen, loved, heard, and valued. This section of the book is truly dedicated to those creators on LinkedIn that have been and continue to be moved with our research. They are beginning to see social media with eyes wide open. Instead of doing reviews, they offered to add their own perspective on how our research has made them feel. We couldn't be more thrilled to have such an outpouring of love from our community. Our time is such an underappreciated commodity, and these fine creators offered to take time out of their lives to help share our message with the world. These are not only ideas worth spreading, they are also truths that are worth spreading. We hope you enjoy reading what our supporters wrote. They have taken time out of their lives to make it about you. Time out of their lives to share their wisdom and their journeys. Time that they'll never get back, and that's so priceless. Kindness should never have a return value, and the following creators were kind enough to share their thoughts with nothing expected in return. Tony Restel, London area, United Kingdom. Our world today is shaped by perceptions created on social media. The biggest media stories are often those that are gaining the most traction on social media. The most credible business experts are those whose ideas are generating the greatest interest on social media. But what if the traction and interest we see on social media is fake? What if bad actors and untrustworthy gurus are priming their posts with fake engagement on an industrial scale? With alarming regularity, this is what is happening, meaning that the opinions we form and the decisions we take are often based on lies and exaggerations. That's why the investigative work of the Spot-a-Pod team has been such a wake-up call, especially in the business world where he's demonstrated time and again how the LinkedIn platform is being manipulated to misinform and exaggerate people's business credentials. Reading this book will bring a whole new perspective to everything you see on social media and leave you better informed to work with businesses that really are experts in their field rather than just charlatans. Linnea Johnston, LinkedIn consultant and author. Just as we risk being scammed out of our life savings in the real world, so too do we risk being scammed on social media. In my years as a LinkedIn consultant, I have seen the methods used to cheat the system grow, morph, and become dominant, to the detriment of all. Today, such cheating has been amplified by the power of AI to stratospheric levels of deceit. This manifests in profiles with hundreds of thousands of followers, many of them fake, and unbelievably high levels of engagement on posts, far in excess of that achievable by the majority of members. Such perceived success is much lauded, however, and sometimes hard to spot, which is why we all need Daniel Hall and his Spot-a-Pod process. His dedication to outing those who cheat the system is the social media version of David and Goliath, making this book a must-read for anyone who cares about authenticity online. John Espirian, creator of Espresso Plus, Community and Uplift Live Conference. What harm can an engagement pod do? It's just friends patting other friends on the back. What could possibly be bad about that? The problem is that trust is hard-earned and easily lost, and we risk damaging the whole edifice of social media for business if we cheerfully sit back and let others trample on the delicate foundations of organic growth. The slippery slope shouldn't be ignored. If we're okay with inauthentic engagement, why shouldn't we be okay with fake reviews and recommendations? Hey, let's throw in some made-up followers and job titles while we're at it. No, this can't be allowed to stand. We might be moving into a world where it's hard to know what's real and what isn't, but for now, we have to protect what we can about authentic interactions between people who are genuinely interested in each other's thoughts and who are present because they want to be, not because some unholy agreement has co-opted them into being there. Engagement pods are a threat to our mutual contract of trust on LinkedIn, and their proponents need to change their ways or get out of town. This book shines a light on some of the sketchy practices adopted by the bad actors on LinkedIn. Soak it up and be vigilant for the red flags. If we each did the same, the platform would be a more productive place for everyone. Neil Velio, podcast consultant and growth strategist, the Podmaster. Social media fakery is a disease. Spotter pods the cure. They may not drive around in fancy cars while wearing shades and carrying a gun, but their insights and research are just as explosive as Sylvester Stallone's. As someone with a big scamdar and the curse of critical thinking being at the forefront of my cerebral cortex, I am grateful to have a team like SpotterPod posted on guard duty within the LinkedIn platform. LinkedIn's many fake influencers. Beware, SpotterPod is coming for you. And they're not going to stop at just intimidating you with loud engine noises. You're in danger of being ended if you don't change your ways. Kevin D. Turner, Managing Partner, TNT Brand Strategist, LLC, recent BOD SMU, Cyber and Big Data Advisories. Remember the disappointment, even betrayal, we felt when we discovered the athletes we admired were exposed for using PEDs, performance enhancement drugs, ultimately tainting the integrity of the sport. Their victories became hollow, their reputation trashed, and what about the incredible, honest athletes who were destroyed and cheated out of their true glory? A similar phenomenon has emerged in social media, as Daniel Hall vividly exposes in the Top 100 List of Lies on Social Media. His book is a crucial tool in understanding the impact of engagement pods, what I like to call post-optimized deception. Those secret groups that mutually or automatically engage in boosting each other's posts have created a realm where synthetic influence can be bought. In his book, Hall explores how these performance-enhanced posts distort our feeds, pushing genuine content creators out of the spotlight. The impact is clear. Pods flood our screens with posts that rank not by merit, but by manipulation. This practice has become so prevalent that authentic creators who pour their hearts and souls into their work must navigate an obstacle course of inflated engagement just to be seen. Their struggle is real, and it's time we stand by them. Hall's work reminds us of the cost of POD culture, not just to individual creators, but to our collective experience online. With wit and insight, he peels back the layers of these schemes, revealing a way forward for those who believe that truth and integrity still have a place in digital spaces. If you've ever wondered why your feed feels cluttered, look no further. This book is your guide to reclaiming a more authentic social media landscape. It's a call to action for all of us to play a part in this transformation. Michael Rugland, OTMO Data AB, I was once told that the larger-than-life entities which we all know about, such as truth and justice, are very hard to define. We all have a pretty good intuitive grasp of what they are, but as soon as we try to write down a formal ironclad definition, then we're in trouble. There is always some exception to the exception that escapes us, and the more we try, the harder it gets. How about we add humanity to that list? Daniel and I initially connected over common interests such as computing, music, and shared amusement over LinkedIn tomfoolery. But what more is, Daniel is a true humanitarian. He does what he does not for fame and fortune, but because he sincerely believes that people deserve better. You can't put a price tag on what Daniel, Shari, and Mike are doing here. Humanity is not a commodity that you can simply sprinkle over senseless tech to make it more palatable. Humanity demands of us that we dare look inside ourselves and question our own morals and our own belief systems. Therefore, in a time when everybody supposedly craves authenticity, but LinkedIn is filled to the brim with podmongers and engagement peddlers, this book is a step in the right direction.